Welcome to Accounting High.
Tell me what you've done, intentionally to market your services.
Yeah, so I'm relatively consistent in terms of posting on LinkedIn. I've kept up my Twitter activity. Really, what I think the best marketing hack for me has been really being intentional about providing an above and beyond customer experience. And so I've never had a client churn, like a client has never fired me. I'm sure that'll happen this year, but until it does, I can say that. But what that has led to is a lot of inbound demand from referrals.
Referrals.
And so,
okay. Treat your clients right, like Disney or Apple would, and they will in turn. I mean, essentially, Ron Baker's describing your firm when he talks about what people should do. Jody is describing your firm when he talks about the model firm. You're using that model, and you've created something that led you freedom to raise 3 kids, not work as much as you were, and to be able to effectively mourn for your brother at the same time, figure what your intention is. That's got to be something hard to deal with. I know you got 7, you're one of 7. So that's impossible. I mean, I can only imagine. So sorry to hear about that, but you were able to juggle everything, and you don't sound like you're too stressed out. You don't sound like this is a big burden on you to be running this firm. Am I wrong?
No, you're totally right. It really hasn't been that stressful. I think being very intentional about finding right fit clients is just so important. Like, I think we underestimate that, but what I do now before I work with a client is I do kind of a one-time fee assessment. And what I tell prospects is I say, hey, I'm going to do this pretty comprehensive financial assessment. This is a two-way street. This is you gauging whether or not you want to work with me, and me gauging whether or not I want to work with you, because there's a lot of demand, and I'm really
that's such a great thing to tell somebody, because then they actually want to work to become your client too. If they do, I've had people tell me this, and I want to become their clients, and I want to work with them. This happened with the latest retreat I just went on. They said I had to apply and be accepted in there. So I wanted to be accepted.
And what it does is it sets the expectation up front, like with your clients. So like if they're not communicating well, or they're not timely in their responses, they're probably not going to value working with you, which is totally fine. Like maybe you just need like someone who's just going to be an accountant. You don't need the advisory. Like that's not what you're there for. And you are able to flesh that out through this discovery process, which saves you a lot of heartache and churn down the road. So,
Right. But you got to be real intentional, and you also have to create that funnel. You have to be able to make choices and have the freedom of choice when you do have inbound leads in a way, right? Are you turning people away too? Like telling them?
Yes. Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Sometimes is that due to capacity, or is it mostly due to this is not going to be a good fit?
It's a little bit of both. So I'd like to continue to build slowly. Part of what I want to do in building my firm, it is a client acquisition game, but it's really more of a talent acquisition game. And so I want to find very, really, really good people to be able to do the work before I bring them on. And so I'm kind of always quietly recruiting and looking out for talent. The way I found my senior was I came across her on a podcast. She blew me away, and I reached out. But I'm also trying to make sure work stops every day at 4:30 or 5 because of the demands that I have at home.
So you hear that? Put yourself out there, and you can get hired too. Like she put herself out there. She was on a podcast, and that led to her getting hired by you.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. It was awesome.
People got to do their part, but put themselves out there. Sometimes it's hard. People don't want to talk, or some people it's easy to go in front of the camera or go in front of that.
It's time for social studies, accounting, content hub, LinkedIn marketing, or X. So come join our social club. Is it Twitter? Is it X? Shit, now I can't keep up. So comment, follow, love if you into social studies.